Hello, gamers. I can see that I'm slightly late, and I promise it won't happen again unless I really feel like it. Definitely not again, unless I really feel like it. There we are. Now, once again, I've played around with some settings on the back end, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any issues with stuttering. A space wizard is never late. He always arrives precisely when he means to. I would like to watch you sector these stars. We are about to sector these stars, indeed. The stars are going to be sectored because it is Star Sector Smonday. In fact, I'm going to lobby to have the government legally change the name of this day to Smonday, specifically so that it can be Star Sector Smonday, because that's the day it should be. Are we going to cook eggs in microwaves and feed it to AI? It depends on how nefarious we gotta get, you know? They say you gotta break some eggs to make an omelet, but we don't want to get too violent too soon. You know, maybe we can work something out. Glad you got out of the time crystal. Yes. It's not my first time having issues with time-traveling shenanigans. And it certainly won't be the last. Right, of course. Yeah, now the game is coming back to me a little bit. That fucker that was playing last week decided to leave me in this situation. Who would do such a thing? What an absolute fucking bastard. What? Who? Why? Why would you do this? Incredible. Just absolutely unhinged behavior. No, it's not demonetized. Not unless I say it like a third time. You know, as long as you space them out enough. As long as you space out the swears enough, you're good. You're right as roses. Right, and if I remember correctly, we are slightly too far, yeah? Well, slightly too far for this one. Not that that one would help too much. I guess I'm just going to have to use a distress signal. I think that's what this comes down to. I'm just going to have to use a distress signal and then hang out near this inter-system jump point. Yeah. I've got a lot of supplies, so that's good. Yeah, one of the settings I changed was the stream delay. Increased it by a little bit, and hopefully that gives the streams that little bit of extra buffering time so that it's not stuttering. John Star Sector laughs at your fuel scoop. Yeah, well, sadly this isn't elite dangerous, so we can't just scoop off some hydrogen from the sun. Oh, look at that. A scavenger. I mean, I scared them. But to be fair, they are scavengers, so they kind of deserve it. Wait, why did I go to hyperspace when I can just use the gate? I was so excited I forgot. Anyways, that was fast and easy. Let's get out of here. Probably, yeah, not quite enough to go that far. But enough to get to the core worlds. And that's good enough. Yeah, temporary colony is also an option. I do have enough crew, yeah? Yeah. I've got enough crew that I could do that. Just set up a temporary colony, drop off a bunch of ships. That would work. You know, worst case scenario. But in this case, didn't have to. Because that stuff is annoying. I'd almost rather just die. Because putting all of your ships away and then having to come back and then pull them out and then having to put your officers back in is very tedious. So I'd almost rather die. Not quite, but it's close. Is it just me or is the background noise louder? Is it? Do you mean like background noise in the room, or... Because I did not change any audio settings. That should all be the same. Yeah, I just need fuel from you guys. That's about it. The fear of a palindrome is ibophobia, which is in fact a palindrome. Well, that's definitely not an accident. In fact, I appreciate the the idea that someone was like, you know what, this phobia is not real. Nobody really has this, so we're gonna make the name of the phobia one of the things that would trigger the phobia. Which is just a great idea, all around. Highly recommended. Drop by to ask, have you seen VIC's overpowered phase frigate? I have seen it. And I know that it is good. I've seen like a YouTube video where it killed a bunch of stuff, so it's gotta be good. Although, yeah, putting a large energy slot on a phase frigate seems like it would pretty obviously be pretty good. But have I used it? No. See, these patrols are smart. They're not bothering me, even though we're hostile. It's a nice feeling when the patrols aren't just like running up to you and constantly harassing you. Because I turned my transponder off there. Normally they'd be like, aha, we gotcha. I might be a single Shrike with absolutely no support. But I got you, motherfucker. You had your transponder off. Minus reputation, bitch. Like, damn, dude, you don't gotta swear at me like that. Like, whoa, watch the language. I don't need all this attitude. Like, for some reason, they usually think that they've got you. But in this case, I guess if your hostility is just fully hostile, and your fleet is strong enough, they actually don't bother you. Very nice. Or more Knights of Blood fights on the bucket list today. They sure are. As soon as we tune up our fleet a little bit. The patron of this channel gifted me a sub, but to the wrong account, so I'm coming here to drop some lobster and BRB. That is interesting. So you have two accounts following, and the wrong one got a gifted sub. A gifted membership. I've read on Reddit recently that the player faction fleet aggression doctrine affects your own fleet behavior for ships without officers. Is that true? Yes. That is true. In fact, I probably mentioned that in my last playthrough at some point. But, it's probably buried in there somewhere. So, yeah, that is something that affects your playthrough. If you go to Command, you go to Doctrine and Blueprints, and you go to Aggression here, this setting affects... Actually, not only does it affect all of your ships without officers, it also affects your autopilot. So if you're using a lot of autopilot for your flagship, this affects the behavior of that. Yeah, someone on the forum suggested, hey Alex, this part of the game, a lot of people don't seem to know about. It's like a bit of a hidden feature. So what would be really cool is if you made it, so when you hover over, like this icon right here, the assigned captain where there's currently no officer, that there should be like a little extra text letting you know that you can change the personality of your officerless ships and where to do that. And so he added that on, he added that to the current build of the game, and he did put a screenshot onto his social media, like, hey, this is a feature. And apparently it blew a lot of people's minds. So, yeah, that was a good call. Alright, well, I'm back home, which means I can buy all the fuel. No, not like that. I can buy all the fuel I need, and a ton more supplies, and burn through all my cash. Excellent. I can sell off the extra stuff here. Yeah, I'm not going to need this. Okay. So that's that. Let's see how many story points I've got. 2. And I'm actually pretty close to another one. And I've got lots of bonus XP still, because it's saying 16.4 million. Member, certified for 1 month. I am become Beta Core, haver of 5 officer skills. Fear my optimized Glimmer build. I didn't know that those notifications would pop up, but that's nicely done. You've been promoted. Congratulations, Commander. You have been promoted. I wonder how Gamma Cores turn into Beta Cores. Do they just like cannibalize enough other Gamma Cores until they go from a circle to a cylinder? Is that how it works? Because obviously that's what's going on here. Is the Gamma Core is a circle, which is 2-dimensional, and then you have a cylinder for the Beta Core, so it's like 2.5 dimensional, and then the Alpha Core is a sphere, so it's 3-dimensional. So I guess if you just eat enough of you just cannibalize enough of the other things at the same dimension, kind of like how as a human being, if you cannibalize enough other human beings, you absorb their power and become 4-dimensional. I guess it works the same for AI. I mean, I'm not like an AI myself, so that's just what I would assume. I eated it, was hungry. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Yeah, I guess it's also true that they go full, like, human centipede, but it's more like AI centipede, and they just weld themselves together until they become a single abomination. That's true. I didn't even think of that. Okay, but I've got to earn some more story points so that I can upgrade my stuff. I believe I was missing solar shielding on something. Yeah, this guy. Because everybody else has it. It's just this guy. If I toss that on, boom. Now I can officially say that every ship has S-modded solar shielding. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's the way I like it. So the next thing, probably going to be... Oh no, I already got escort package. Okay. Maybe something for you. Or you. I should get you your third S-mod, huh? Looks like you could use it. But I'm not sure what I would want for this one. It's like, it doesn't really need turret gyros. It doesn't really need like a flux distributor either. Maybe just get more ordnance points and grab like expanded deck crew or something. Doesn't, yeah, like it looks good. I don't really see anything that it desperately needs. But then maybe I could get like Omni Shield conversion and then try to squeeze in accelerated shields. That could be cool. But it doesn't... I don't think it really needs that. I don't think that... Like, so far, that's not really been an issue. So ideally, I would just find something that would squeeze out more... S-modded auxiliary thrusters could be good. Get around even faster. That might be nice. I'm sure that there's a mod that adds Sigma cores. But, you know, a little... They're probably not as a joke, but as like a different kind of technology, a different branch of the AI tree, I'm sure. Just like how Sigma, like, you know, I'm something of a Sigma expert in real life. So, you know, like Sigma etymology has us understanding that Sigmas are equal socially to alphas, as you all know. They just exist outside the hierarchy. Right? That's what it is. It's like Sigma males are like the rarest type of male. They're equal to alphas, but like also alphas are like stuck in whatever hierarchy they build, whereas Sigma males can go anywhere. Like they're free to roam around, and wherever they go, they demand equal respect to the alpha, and that's what makes Sigma males so rare. And that's why if you feel like socially distant and like you're different from other people, it's not because of your poor social skills. It's because deep down, you're a Sigma male. That's just how it works. You know, I don't make the rules. That's science. You know, that's sociology. Yeah, dampened mounts is pretty... I don't think I have it unlocked, do I? Yeah, I don't think I... Unless it's somewhere... Unless I can't install it for some reason. No, it's not showing up down here either. So yeah, I'm going to say I don't have it unlocked. Yeah, rate of fire is not super good because these are all, you know, the main weapons are charged based anyways. Like the siege lasers and auto lances are charge based. So even if I increase the rate of fire with like S-modded magazines or a loader overdrive, they would just burn through their charges faster, which is, you know, still decent, but not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm thinking auxiliary thrusters. Extra maneuverability is nice, especially when it's got its main weapons and hardpoints. And then the S-mod bonus, letting it get around the map faster, when combined with elite helmsmanship, could be pretty good. That could be solid. But I think it's probably a higher priority to stick some S-mods on these things, so that hopefully they can stop dying as much. That's probably a higher priority. So I think I'll get to this later. Alright, that's enough strategizing. It's time to go killing. In fact, I might even leave a bunch of ships behind while I do this, so that I can get some bonus XP. You know, this would have been cool to do. Fight some Iron Shell. But I think that's a little far, unless it's close to a gate. Let me just double check that. And it's kind of close to that gate. I've arrived. The sector may rejoice. Well, hello, Shalfei. Welcome back. Sigma male pattern baldness. Can't stop hearing Dr. House. Did you try the medicine drug? I'm about to commit several medical malpractices and many war crimes, but I'm right and I'm really smart. Just kidding, House. You are very funny, and for that reason I forgive you for everything. Yeah, Hugh Laurie is an amazing actor. The audition tape for House was very impressive. He just, this is his first time, he shows up to the audition, and he just instantly, the character, you can see it immediately. It's really, really good. And he's British, too, so it's, twice as impressive. Not because he manages to do an American accent, but because he has to cope with being British and being an actor. And that's rough. Would I be able to get there? Yeah, I think I could get there in time. Hold on. Because I do want to fight a little more variety here. "24 days. Let's see. Barren World, Dwarf Primary Star. So not that. So it's either the Red Dwarf or the White Dwarf, and it says Barren World. So if we just take a little peek in here, okay, could be that one, and this one I have no data on. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go. Let's do it. We're gonna go this with full force, because I forgot to drop off the thing. Yeah, we're just gonna bring everything. You know, it's a warm-up fight. Okay, it's the first one today. It's a warm-up. Yeah, thank you, Tended Dragoon. You are now a certified gamer. Oh God, I'm getting. This is a lot. Go away. Goddamn space fairies. Some kind of goddamn creatures. Don't eat my dry field, I need that. So refining is done, and yeah, that kind of instantly fixed the, wow, that did a lot for the money here. This thing was barely in the green, if I remember correctly, and now it's up 50,000, so that's pretty good. I think the refining was a good call. Now, I might only have a synchrotron core and not a catalytic core. We'll see when I get back. Yeah, I should be able to do this in time. Money. Social distancing avoids the storm. Oh, wait, which one is called social distancing? I don't remember. So we've got demons build character, social distancing. Ah, there we go. So I'm seeing 2 deserts here. So it's not here. Okay. How much time we got? 12 days. Yeah, we're good. We've made it in time. No problem. Oh, it looks like even showing up with the full fleet, we're still getting a very epic, very cool 69% bonus XP. Wow. That's alright. It's very generous of you. Nice. Will you ever do a video on colony management? That is something I have planned, yes. I don't know when exactly, you know, if, but I do have that planned. So no F5? Correct. Yeah, it's going to try and assign the cruisers to do that, which is a little annoying. So you can escort that, and off we go. Industry tier list. That's a good idea. Although, I don't... Yeah, I would actually have to, like, test a bunch of things, and... Honestly, if I want to do an industry tier list, I would have to do a bunch of tests and look at the actual global economy and see which ones are easiest to... Which ones are the easiest to grab, like, a dominating market share. Because currently I don't know. I just put the industries on the right planets, and then I don't worry about the details too much. But part of colony strategy is being able to, say, set up a farm and then go bomb Gilead. That's part of the design. That's something I would have to take into consideration. Planetary conditions tier list. Okay. We're not tier listing everything. There's limits. So what happens if I do that? So, I mean, you're probably fine. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. There's nothing to be concerned about. BBE streams tier list. Oh god. No, you don't get to like review your own content until you've been doing it for a few years and you can look back. Well, yeah, I have not been doing streams for years. Oh, hello. Yeah, it looks like there's more coming in, so... Alright. See if we can... Let's see if we can do a little pincer maneuver on these guys. They've got their own sky splitter. Bye-bye, Hound. Wow. It just didn't... block that. It's just like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. Not sure that was the best move, but that is a move. You can do that. Oh, what? Hey, Rift Torpedo, I could have sworn I was targeting this guy, but alright. Not quite what I had in mind. Just dodge that. The tier lists will continue until morale improves. That's a good one. You know what might work is if everyone just pretends to hate the tier lists. So be like, no, another tier list? I hate tier lists. Tier lists make me so angry. Then I'll be like, you know what? Out of spite, I will be producing more tier lists. And then I will be tricked because I didn't realize people actually like the tier lists and they're just pretending not to. I would fall for that. Yeah, this looks good. That was not quite what I had in mind. But we're going to roll with it. Yeah, of course one of them managed to blow up. Par for the course. Nice. See how the AI does if I put it on autopilot here. Just have a look. You overloaded. Why? Just don't. Oh yeah, and these things have assault chain guns. Wait, it turned. So it's definitely targeted on the fighters, and it's using its system to chase them down, which is really stupid. Because there's no... It turned when there's no other ships behind it, so it has to be targeting the fighters. That's no bueno. That's a bad strategy. Gonna launch you, that's fine. Oh, you overloaded. Why? I mean, I'll take it. It's an easy kill. Nice. I mean, yeah, the AI does lock onto fighters because sometimes you need, like, the AI needs to shoot down the fighters. So that makes sense. It's just that it's pressing, it's activating its ability while locked onto a fighter. So when egg coming back? The egg will make a special guest appearance in Season 3. You know, at that point, like, a lot of the creativity will be burned out through Seasons 1 and 2. So, like, Season 3 is really when the quality is going to start declining, and we're reaching back for a little bit of nostalgia from earlier, better times in the show's life cycle. Is Eggman still there, though? I might have fired Eggman. Yeah, I've already got my own Sky Splitter. Don't need to grab any more. Alright, that went well. See, part of their design, one of the elements of their design that does make a lot of sense is, let's see. Yeah, Indomitable Hull not only increases the RAM damage, but reduces supply cost from deployment. So that's obviously a deliberate choice to kind of compensate for the fact that you're going to be losing them more and taking more damage because they're a ramming ship. So they do cost less to deploy in general. So, losing them and getting a couple demods here and there is not as bad as it would sound on paper. And I've got the money to pay for it anyways, so yeah. It's just how it is. We're going to roll with it. Are fighters capable of colliding with main ships? I thought otherwise. Yeah, they're not. Well, not normally. So, like, using their systems while targeting a fighter is just a really bad idea, because even if they run into it, they're not going to collide with it. But there is an exception, which is if a fighter flames out, it can collide with your ships and die. I've seen a case where a Trident was on its way back to the carrier, and then its back end got hit with a hypervelocity driver, which caused it to flame out. And even though it was full health, the fact that it was because it was flamed out, instead of landing on the character, the fighter just rammed into it and exploded. I know I should feel bad for the families of the pilots, but honestly, it was just kind of funny. I get the idea, though. It's like it got shot, its engines went out, and then they did like a crash landing and died. That's what happened. Like, I'm sure from the perspective of the characters in the universe, this was like a deeply cinematic moment where they're trying to signal down the pilots. They're like, come on, get on the ship, come on. And then just at the last second, bam, their engines get clipped by a long-range weapon. And they just take a nosedive onto the deck and explode, and there's fire everywhere. And it's like, oh God, they almost made it. This is such a tragedy. No. Bobby, Jimmy, Flagarmdnar. How could this have happened? We lost some of our best today. It was probably something like that, but like with a lot more emotion than what I'm putting into it. Yeah, that's another thing I really... See, I got 2 story points from that. Nice. Because I could... Like, these could really use some elite combat endurance. These could really use some elite combat endurance. So you know who's not dying? This guy. He took a lot of damage, but he didn't die. Because he's got that elite combat endurance. It just makes all the difference. So I think that's where I'm going to toss my next story points. Right there and right there. Oh yeah, I've still got Eggman, that's right. And I just threw a story point on him, but I mean in the long term I am going to have to fire him because missile spec is not super useful here. I'd rather have something else. But it is what it is. He's going to be sticking around for a while because I only really want to replace 1 officer at a time. I don't want to replace like 3 at a time. No debris? Alright. Fighters have so many esoteric mechanics. Yeah. Like, the AI can use it in weird ways. So, like, normally, if you want to send your fighter wing to attack a target, you have to select the target. Which means that any other weapons on your ship are going to attack the same target. So if I'm piloting an Astral, and I want to send my fighter wings to attack one target, but I want you to use my Squall to attack another target, that's normally not really doable as a player. But the AI can do it somehow. They can just choose to target separate things when as a player. That's... I mean, there are tricks. I've heard that there are tricks to make that work as a player where you can, like, send them after one thing, but then change your targeting so that the missiles will fire at something else, but the fighters will still go after the original target. But I'm not sure how that works. What is the ice drink of choice? Water. It's water with ice cubes. Would you eat a choco lava cake? That is a good question. It's the kind of question that people will be theorizing about. I wouldn't want to take that away from them. You know, they've got to get into the deepest lore to figure out the answers for that one. All the breadcrumbs have been planted. Me, whenever high-tech run and I see a low-tech ship I like. After all, why not? Why shouldn't I add an Onslaught 14 to my fleet? Maybe I should try to sound older, because that's like that's the Bilbo Baggins quote, right? When he's old. After all, why not? Why shouldn't I add it to my fleet? Being able to face tank Reapers is a unique feeling. You know what's even better? Is shooting them down. That's even better. Is getting like impact mitigation and polarized armor to max out the durability of your armor. And then grabbing like point defense with a bunch of dual flak cannons. And every single torpedo, every single missile, like they can spam breach missiles at you, it doesn't matter. All of it just gets shot down. They have no missiles hitting you. And so that armor stays in pristine condition, and they have to get through it using non-missile weapons. And for most battles, that is not happening. Not unless they've got, like, tachyon lances and you drop your shields. Yeah, Devastators are also pretty good, but they have the downside of, well, they have a long cooldown. So how has the stuttering been today? I don't see anybody mentioning it, so I assume that means that things are actually working good. And honestly, even though I increased the stream delay, it feels like it's like maybe a couple seconds more at most. Like compared to the delay that I had before, at the lowest setting. Yeah, okay, yeah, people are saying it's smooth. So that's probably what it was. I had the stream delay set too low, and that was what was causing it. It needed like that. And like the point of setting your stream delay lower, obviously, is to engage more in real time. But even, like, I've increased the delay, so you would think that I would have, like, a noticeable impact. But honestly, it's probably only a couple of seconds at most. Where it's gone from, like, a 6-second delay to, like, an 8-second delay. Which is not that big of a deal. And I'm more than happy to make that sacrifice to prevent the goddamn stuttering. I'm not feeling like you're lagging behind at all. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I didn't have any issues with the stream before, but it also seems fine now. Yeah, all right. I think that might have been the issue. Well, to be fair, I did also change the. Someone pointed out that yeah, my game's FPS cap was a lot higher than 60, and so I set it back down to 60. So that might also be contributing here. But yeah, alright. So now, of course, what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to completely ruin it by increasing all of the settings that I decreased, like frame rate, bit rate. I'm going to start seeing how far I can push those. And it's going to be an absolute mess. It's going to be a nightmare experience. And yeah, that's just your problem, really. Just deal with it. I've got the deal with it glasses, and so I get to make the rules. Oh, you guys still exist. Cool. toxic world. Hold on, let me just have a little peek over here. What did you get? Structural damage? No. That's no bueno. Structural damage? Not in this household. Dwarf primary star? Mbombo. So, it could be a brown dwarf. Could be a red dwarf. Now, I might have mentioned this before, but I did play Master of Orion 2 again recently, and I was reminded how awesome brown dwarfs are in that game. It's so good, because like what the game does is when you click on a star, like blue stars, it'll tell, like, it gives you useful gameplay information. It'll tell you, like, the planets orbiting blue stars are usually higher in mineral resources, but like lower, but they're less developed. They have less organic life, and that's what you find. Is normally they have more minerals, but so you end up finding like volcanic worlds with a lot of metal, but not a whole lot of like livable planets. Not a lot of habitability. And then red dwarfs are the opposite. They tend to have a lot of organic development, but lower mineral richness. So like every single star normally has gameplay relevant information when you click on them. And then you get to brown dwarfs, and it's just, the description is just like, wow, brown dwarfs are so pretty. These things are so majestic and beautiful. The English language can't capture how beautiful and awesome they are. Maybe one day we'll be able to describe just how truly beautiful and awesome brown dwarfs are. And the reason it does that is because brown dwarfs are fucking useless. They never have any planets. They don't have any gameplay description because they're just useless. So instead, there's just talking about how pretty they are. It's just like a nice little dry piece of humor. It's not a funny game, but it does have its little bits of humor here and there, and I appreciate that. Run the stream on a PDF like Doom. Can you run Doom inside of a PDF? Like, I know you can run it on toasters and everything, but damn. We schemin', lads? We sure are. I heard someone launch Doom on Word. I mean, I know that people can run Doom on, like, toasters and stuff. Oh, you know, I think someone was figuring out how to run Doom on... There was like I can't remember what it was. It was like a plant or something. Like there's a... Now, I don't want to say like a lot because I just don't remember, but there was some kind of like living thing that they were like, yeah, like this part of this organism can store bits of information. Can we run Doom on this creature? It might have been like bacteria colonies or something. My recollection here is very vague, so I'm not sure. Why is Tartessus deteriorating? That's a great question. This is something that I should be very invested in as the guardian of humanity, but I'm a little inattentive. Like a father who's gone to get the milk. Did someone play Doom on a Minecraft Redstone computer? I would not be surprised. So what kind of ruins we got? Extensive. Actually, do I have any vast ruins that I could exploit? Surely. But can Star Sector run Doom? That is the question. Oh, God, imagine one of the modders gets... I can only... Like, there already is a minigame, right? There's like the fencing minigame. So there is kind of a precedent for that. Someone could... I mean, and modders have done some very impressive things. Like, there's one mod that lets you change the weapon mounts on ships. Like people have really dug into this game and changed some of the core systems that I didn't think you could change. So theoretically it's possible that someone could make a mod that lets you play Doom. Can a Gamma Core run Doom? I think the real question is, could a Gamma Core beat Doom? And given the kinds of... given the AI we've got in real life, maybe not. Doom on E. coli is a real thing. Have you fought with Elysia fleets before? I think we have done that. Wait, is there really no vast ruins? Damn, unlucky. There just isn't. There actually isn't any. Huh. I guess I just haven't done enough surveying. Maybe I should do that. And also, if I check this intel, yeah, it still says dwarf primary stars, so it's got to be the brown dwarf. I have definitely not surveyed all the planets already. Can change... Oh, I didn't know you... Oh, yeah. Is that what people want? A surveying stream? That would be something. Because I have one save file where I went around and surveyed the entire sector on a normal-sized sector. I've done it once. Don't feel super motivated to do it again. There we are. Using my Doom-class cruiser's computers to run Doom. Now we're onto something. Once again, recommending Secrets of the Frontier and Talon Shipworks. Yeah, I've used Talon Shipworks before, and yeah, I could just throw that in the next one for that extra content, extra ships, extra stuff to play around with. And Secrets of the Frontier, it does seem like it's got a lot going on with it, and I've heard good things. All right, how much bonus XP we grabbing? 63. Come on, Hegemony. 63? Really? You couldn't put in that little bit of extra effort. That 6% extra effort. Yeah, it's no wonder people prefer the Iron Legion. Yeah. Look at you guys. Pathetic. Embarrassing. You should shrivel up and just die of embarrassment. I would if I were you. 63%. What do you mean you don't survey the entire sector before building a colony? Oh, is 63 the rule for genders? Oh yeah, that is one of the internet rules, isn't it? Of course, the only one I would remember is 34, the famous number. Or I guess infamous. Depending on your perspective. Talking about all these old games, you're going to have to start playing Moo, Wing Commander, Descent Free Space, and all the old space games. Well, believe it or not, I played a few of them. Not all of them, though. So, Master of Orion 2, for example. I don't know if I'd call myself an expert. But I'm decent at it. I've beaten impossible difficulty. I've clowned on the AI. You know, I read the strategy wiki. I know how to play the game. Guys, really? Just when I fired my Rift Torpedo. This is anti-synergy. This is trolling. I'm just going to ignore that kite. It's probably fine. Isn't the meme for people buying super expensive PCs, isn't the game Crysis? It's like, finally, I'll be able to run Crysis. And the answer is actually no, you won't. You can't run Crysis, because Crysis was designed in an era before multi-threading was really a big thing. And so they designed it with the assumption that processors would continually get faster and faster. Like, what's it called? Like the hertz would go up by a lot. That was the assumption. But instead, multi-core happened, and now you do multi-threading, but the game doesn't really do that. So even if you have a really high-end gaming PC, you still can't run Crysis on the high-end settings and have a good frame rate. Not the most forward-thinking design, but, you know, they were getting a little experimental with it. Oh, we're we're pretty close to the spawn point. Because of course we are. Naturally. Oh, you! You're having fun. I would love to help, but the enemies are kind of spawning in, so it's a little hard to do anything. It's like, I want to kill these capital ships, but the enemies are kind of spawning in behind them, so they're a little defended, you know? I mean, like, part of the idea behind Crysis was like, oh, like, everything's so advanced, the technology's so advanced, that, like, computers that exist right now can't even run it. You're gonna have to get, like, you're gonna have to wait a few years for, like, the next wave of technology to come out. And the next wave of technology was just not what they expected. Color me shocked. One of them died. But, to be fair, he died valiantly, killing an onslaught, so can you really fault him for that? He's trying his best. Oh wow, I did not need to fire two. That was overkill. I didn't think the Rift Torpedo would hit. I thought it would overload the shield. Joke's on you, I bought a 4090 to run Star Sector at 45 FPS because the modders can't run in the light of code without causing 3 memory leaks. That's not entirely true. The memory leaks only happen when you have like 10, 20 mods. If you're only running 1 or 2 mods, it's not really, you don't really run into that issue. At least, for the most part, I haven't heard of anyone running into that issue with a low number of mods. Oh. Dodge. Man, it is always very satisfying when you get the AI, even if it's not very effective. Anytime you get the AI to shoot its own teammate, feels good. Right, it's like parrying in Dark Souls. It's just, man, maybe it's not the best thing to do in this situation, but I want to because it feels good. Oh, nice. What? I run 50 mods and no memory leaks at all. Huh. That's impressive. Although that might be down to your... Because, I mean, I get memory leaks on this save file, and I've got, like, what, 15 mods? Maybe? Double recovery. Not enough crew. Man, imagine if this also had, if this was one of the rare toxic planets that also had organics, this would actually be a pretty solid planet. Because mining would get you every resource. And it's only got, like, basic toxic atmosphere, which is manageable. And then low gravity has got an upside to compensate for the hazard. A Startus teaser. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Happy Star Sector Monday. Soon there's going to be all kinds of new... There's going to be all kinds of new of days invented. There's going to be Star Sector Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But not Friday. It's always going to be Friday. Thanks for the entertainment. Coffee time. Well, thank you for this. Thank you for the funny number. $6.90. I appreciate that. Doesn't Mental Board not work with volatiles? Yeah, it doesn't boost volatile production, but you can still put it on the same planet. So if you've got volatiles and all of the other ore types, you know, it doesn't boost the volatiles, but it'll boost everything else. Oh, did I miss a planet? Wait. Oh, I didn't survey this one. I was right there and I didn't do it. My mistake. Let me go fix that. Oh, hey, it's the almond guy. Yes. Correct. This is a factual statement. Actually, I want to go... Yeah, to the Skylord's Thunderdome. I still haven't surveyed this in my own system. I gotta go fix that. Man, that's such a nice touch. Just the fact that, like, the music gets muffled when you're in the space clouds. The space clouds are annoying, but the sound design is on point. Yeah, let's check the storage. I do have a catalytic core. Excellent. Money. Money. The next thing I need is pristine nanoforge, which will be acquired very legally. Yes. Very, very legally. That's true. I could just become the dictator of the sector and declare that raiding is now legal. Although, I don't really want other people raiding my colonies, so I guess it'll just be legal. It'll be legal when I do it. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I'm sure no one will have any complaints about that. None if they value their lives, that is. Ah, this is the thing. Target analysis is going to make a big difference in their killing. But I've got all of these armor bonuses, and I've got elite combat endurance. So, like, both. I don't know which one I want more. Like, it's target analysis. Of course you have to take it, but damage control, you know? Sometimes it takes the strongest wills to make the toughest choices. And for the memes, I think I'm going to go with damage control. It's probably better to take target analysis, but damage control is going to mean that it's maximum durability. Just sheer, every single skill is durability based, which is normally not what I would recommend. But I want to throw bricks at my enemy, and I want the bricks to come back alive. So I think this is what I'm going to go with. Yes, we're doing this. And of course, systems expertise. So we've got minus 25% armor damage, minus 25% hull damage. Then we've got polarized armor, increasing the armor even further. Then another 10% damage reduction across the board. And then the hull repair. Just sheer... Yeah, in fact, the only thing we're really missing here is field modulation. But of course, field modulation is, you know, this is a low-tech ship, so missing that one is fine. In the fine words of a sergeant, for a brick, he flew pretty good. Actually, I don't. I probably shouldn't do that. I can't... I don't have a good Sergeant Johnson impression. I don't have that. I wonder if I could. Maybe if I practiced that, I could. He does have some pretty iconic lines. And just being able to bust those out. That would be nice. I could grab target analysis for you. So you're good. Clark is also good. It's Eggman and Robert Smith that are both on thin ice here. But yeah, it's like target analysis and ballistic mastery. Like if you swapped missile spec here out for like systems expertise, that would probably be a better skill setup. And damage control for combat endurance elite. Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things where I kind of want like 7 or 8 different skills to try and make this work. I want ballistic mastery. But you know what, then again, the range part doesn't really do much, so it's just the 10% damage, which is nice, but not necessary. It's really that target analysis that's missing here. And I can't really afford to grab officer training to hit level 6, so I'm just going to have to cry about it. That's a shame. Hello gamers, I'm late. Well, welcome Philip. Just did a couple of bounties. Nothing too crazy. Okay, where am I going with this? Expanded magazines, that's what you guys are missing. That's probably a good idea, I should grab that. Yeah, Halo lore is a bit interesting. Because it has changed over the years, right? Like the original Halo game, the creators had an idea for what the lore would be. They're like, yeah, like it's explicitly stated that Master Chief is the last Spartan. And then what happens is, after the first game comes out, you know, Bungie is owned by Microsoft, so they license out the IP to authors to produce expanded universe material, which is, you know, something that people like a lot. But those first Halo books that came out, they just immediately are like, you know what, this whole idea about Master Chief being the last Spartan, I'm going to pretend I didn't see that, and we're just going to have more Spartans survive the fall of Reach. We're just going to do that. Which apparently Bungie was not super happy about, which is why the rest of the Halo games, or at least, you know, the main trilogy, you don't see any other Spartans. Even though the expanded universe canon sort of overrides their original intention. They just kind of just chose not to show any other Spartans to kind of preserve the illusion that their original canon was in place. And then Halo Reach came out, and in Halo Reach they just deliberately went out of their way. They went out of their way to contradict the events of some of the novels. Which I'm not sure how I feel about, because on the one hand, it's like, a lot of people do like the expanded lore that came out in those books. You know, so it does feel like a bit of a dick move. But at the same time, it's like I can kind of understand some frustration at like losing control over the IP that you made. And just kind of doing whatever you want when you have the opportunity. I don't know. I don't have like any strong feelings about it one way or the other. It's just an interesting story. Unless you play co-op, suddenly there are 2 Spartans. Yeah, that's true. In Halo 2, there's Master Chief and his twin, Chaster Meef. He's not much of a talker, though. He also kind of disappears during cutscenes. I'm not sure where he goes. I guess he's just really stealthy. But yeah, I think that story is interesting because some people I've seen some people insist that there's like two narratives that people have that are both wrong. One is that, you know, in all of the Halo games, Master Chief was the last Spartan, and then 343 Industries came along and ruined that, which is not true. That was ruined before Halo 2 even came out. That was not 343 had some problems, but they didn't ruin that specific part of Halo. That's one narrative that's wrong. Another narrative that people have that's wrong is that Master Chief was never the last Spartan, and people just made that up to feel special because you don't see other Spartans in the games, and so people were like got like a little main character syndrome and just assumed that Master Chief was the last Spartan, and that was never the intention. That narrative is also not true. That was the original intention. I know because I have like the Halo CD, like the Halo Combat Evolved like physical copy, and it came with these little booklets. You know, back before Steam took over game distribution and online digital game distribution became the primary method of getting games. You had to get them in like little boxes with CDs, and those CDs came with little pamphlets. And in the little pamphlet that came with the book, it explicitly tells you, you are the last Spartan, like completely unambiguously. So that was the original idea. That was not something that like people made up. Wait, what was I going to do? And I don't think I actually had any plans. You know what? Let's fight this. I haven't fought those. We did just fight those, so I'll skip that. Pirates, I mean, we've fought plenty of those by this point, so I'm going to skip that. Yeah, I think I'm going to fight this, and then we're going to go do a lot of surveying. Or maybe I'll start up another colony. We'll see. I'll decide when I get there. Red primary star. So it's one of these two. Hegemony investigators acting like you have some kind of authority in my systems? No, sir. Get out of here. Will you play Halo CE on stream? I mean, that's not really something I have planned. If people are, like, really hyped to see me play Halo, then maybe. But I'm not great at FPS games. And it's been a long time since, like, I mean, I was probably okay when I played them, but, like, I've never been, like, good at them. Although I guess I did have like a positive KD ratio in Call of Duty, so that probably means that I'm not terrible, but yeah, never been like really good at them. So if I was to play Halo, I definitely wouldn't be You know what? Actually, that could be fun. Is beating my head against a wall trying to beat it on legendary. I always played the difficulty just below legendary, of course. Lore, character stories, a deep meaning behind most actions give them weight. Never reject such notions. Embrace the runes with all of the knowledge hidden within. And those are some like deep lore symbols that I don't understand. Knowledge beyond the power of Lopter and past the sight of gaming. Thank you, One Cooler Guy, for the 6969. He's dropping the forbidden knowledge here. You better soak it up, folks. It will be on the test. It'd be nice if you're not feeling up for another Star Sectors Monday. Did you play the last Halo? I have not played any Halos past Reach. Just don't try to bait Halo 2 on Legendary. Yeah, I'm well aware of the Jackal Sniper debacle. I hear that Halo 1 on Reach is like, or Halo 1 on Legendary is like a very finely tuned, well-balanced experience. I haven't tried to beat it, but that's what I've heard. I'm sure what that means is that I'm going to die a lot. Could always play Halo Wars as something to chat over. That could be interesting. Just having it kind of like playing in the background. Yeah, let's save, because I don't know how strong the VIC is going to be. No Mart fans in chat, I guess, then. Tisk tisk. Yeah, I'm afraid. The reference went over people's heads. It's only 29%. Oh, alright. Well, what am I worried about? It's only 29%. How bad could it possibly be? Now I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that I've jinxed myself here and that it's actually really hard, because that would be fun. I swear to God, if those emojis are supposed to be skibbity toilet, I swear to God. Oh, it teleported. Oh. Oh, it's this fucker. They have one of those. Buh? Wait. What's the cooldown on that? Oh, no. It's got the Hyperion. It's got like a similar teleporter to the Hyperion, but the cooldown is ×3 when it's in phase space. So it never dies, because as soon as it gets too much hard flux and it can't phase anymore, it just teleports away. Oh, no. That's evil. Oh my. Ski Beetle's toilet, dear God. Alright. I mean, it's gonna run out of CR if it's on its own. It's not a big deal, because it's not gonna it can't threaten anything, probably. And it's just gonna run out of CR, and we're not gonna worry about it. That's what's gonna happen. And I kind of understand the fleet doctrine a bit more after I've worked on some modded ships myself. Because, man, it is really fun to just take a ship and give it like large hybrid weapons that you can like combine in different combinations that are not normally available to you. And then also give it like high mobility so you can get around and actually take all of those guns and apply them where you want to. But then also fighters are fun, right? So you want to throw those in. And the next thing you know, now, okay, well, to balance all of that out, you've got to have bad shield efficiency and bad armor. And the next thing you know, you've reinvented, like, Diablo Avionics, or you've reinvented VIC. One of these factions that has pretty much exactly that as their identity. Ship pack when? I have made exactly one ship on the or at least for the mod that I have posted onto the forums, has exactly one ship. I do have ideas for a couple other ships, but they're still in the works. Kathok. Man, you guys gotta stop overloading before the torpedo hits you, you know? That's really bad for your health. Or so I've been told. Wait, so you're just out here surrounded, and everyone else is, like, hanging out around the capture point. Okay. How about you guys do this instead? I think that would be really neat. How goes the progress on that one? Yeah, so the one ship that I made is finished, more or less. So it's a fully functional, it's got a sprite and everything. Sucks to be you. And your engines are instantly back online. Wait. What are you? So this one's... that's not the... Okay, that's not the... Yeah, that's a different guy. Okay. I don't know what that gun is, but it sounds cool. Now, you're just going to teleport away as soon as your flux maxes out, yeah? Yep. And then you're going to... Yeah, there's no way you're chasing that thing and killing it. That's impossible. That... Oh, good. It distracted me, so my shield was pointing the wrong way, and I got blasted by something that actually does damage. I mean, I'm sure that's the point, but... It's still annoying when you got. Yeah, I don't know what you do with this thing other than just send, like, a Hyperion after it. Yeah, you take care of that. Hit. Yes. Yeah, baby. That's what we like to see. See. Oh, nice. Look, ramming is a viable tactic. It solves so many problems. Having trouble with Volkov? Use ramming maneuver. The furries will never see it coming. I don't even... What accent is that? Yeah, I mean, clearly, you can just... You're having trouble with phase ships? Just ram them through their phase. You know what? That's a great hull mod idea. Add in a hull mod that lets you have collision with phase ships. You can't shoot them, but you can collide with them. And so now ramming is your #1 tactic for killing them. That accent is known as the Red Alert 3. Yes. That's a good name for it. Man, Red Alert 3, they really... That's a special game. They bring in George Takei, and he's all... They bring in George Takei to be like the Emperor of Japan, and he's all like, "You bring great dishonor to your ancestors, and you are made of stupid." It's a beautiful thing, really. Yes, let's survey this. Excellent. Alright. So, I guess the question is... We did that. We did a little killing. Okay. Got another story point. What am I going to burn this on? Getting you... No, I don't want to... Actually, yeah, you're going to get replaced because you got impact mitigation. But, you know, eventually. Impact mitigation might be good for you. That maneuverability would be nice. Let's see. You don't have systems expertise yet, so that's kind of pointless. Or I might get an S mod. Yeah, I think I'll go with the expanded magazines here. Yeah. It's going to eat up a bunch of supplies, but that's fine. Okay. Ever tried SUI Nation? I might have. Because that name sounds familiar, but I can't actually picture any of their ships, so I might have, like... It might be one of those mods that I downloaded and then didn't actually use. Okay, how much surveying do I want to do here? Because I think there was one planet I was considering. Because there's exactly one planet I found that had the special combination of volatiles with no atmosphere. Yeah, this guy. Oh, and it's not too far. Although it doesn't have any transplutonics, so it kind of suck. But volatiles and no atmosphere means you can mine the volatiles and process them into fuel on the same planet, which is nice. Yeah, I think I've used Officer Extension before. Because I do remember using that feature to demote character before. Although if I'm going to be... Oh, I have detailed combat results on. Well, well, well. Detailed combat results, my old friend. Hey, look at that damage. That's not bad. And we fall off a cliff. Okay. It's like, hey, you did almost as much hull damage as the Sky Splitter. That's pretty impressive. And then the next one just falls off a cliff. Oh, wait, and then it picks back up again. Look at that. So, I get the feeling that the damage output on these things is going to be pretty good to compensate for the damage they're taking. Seems like it. So, now, is there another planet that has that combination? I don't think so. I think it's just the one. I'm going to have to scroll down. Because here, it's like thin atmosphere. Somehow thin atmosphere is worse than no atmosphere, even though the hazard rating is slightly better. Because this is useless. This thing's got purpose. Yeah, New Pender. Is there anything besides New Pender? I don't think so. See, like, this one is weird because you've got Frozen Worlds. It doesn't have no atmosphere, but it doesn't have any atmosphere either. It's not toxic, it's not dense, it's not thin, it's not habitable. So you would assume it's got no atmosphere. But it also doesn't have that. So what exactly is going on here? I guess it's just got like 1 bar of pressure at surface level, or 1 atmosphere of surface at like 1 atmosphere pressure at surface level, but it's like all nitrogen, so it's not breathable but also not toxic. Like, is that what's going on here? It's just a pure nitrogen atmosphere? I don't know how else to explain that. Well, maybe we can find a toxic world with organics. No, we're not going to find that because this is the end of the list. So yeah, I think we're going to go to New Pender and start up a fuel operation. Because we pissed off everyone else in the sector, might as well piss off the Sindrian Dictat. And it was 12 light years, so let's scroll down. 12. This one, New Pender. Oh, and it's got a, look at that. It's got a domain era comm relay. It's got a gate. And there's also a desert world, but it's kind of not that good, so we're going to ignore that. This is actually a good system. Alright, I'm down for that. Let's go. Yeah, but that if habitable just means that, then the implication there would be that would mean that a planet with no qualifiers to its atmosphere, it has a breathable atmosphere, but like I guess the temperature is too cold and you need like protective gear anyways. But that wouldn't make sense, right? That would be weird. Like why would there be like the right mix of oxygen in the atmosphere when there's no organic life? That just wouldn't happen. Oxygen is too unstable. It doesn't stay in the atmosphere unless you've got something constantly replenishing it. Like it usually binds to other things, like iron. Yeah, but like if it's hostile, then you would assume that it's either thin atmosphere, or dense, like so not enough pressure, dense atmosphere, too much pressure, or toxic atmosphere, where maybe it's got the right pressure, but it's toxic somehow. But it doesn't have any of those. Like it's like the whole spectrum of like things that could go wrong are covered by the conditions, and it just chooses to be ambiguous. So the only thing I can assume is that it's just like pure nitrogen. So it's not toxic, and it's at the right level of pressure, but there's a complete lack of oxygen. It's just like inert nitrogen. So you can... It's not going to kill you, but you also still need like an oxygen mask to breathe. Like that's the only thing I can come up with for why it just has no conditions there. All right, New Pender. That's not bad. But let's not go with Pender. All right, let's go crazy with this one. Let's go wild style. What could it be? It's going to be new something. Because for some reason people love naming things new blank. New of the old world. Baby blender? Eggnog. New Uranus. Of course. That's exactly what we needed. Although that's a gas giant, so... New gas prices. New gas station. Okay, but what would be like a more cinematic name for a gas station? New Updog. Now that's... Yeah. Then people say, what's Updog? But didn't you read the name? It's new. Duh. What are you, stupid? It's new. It's Updog is new. Better, Syndria? That would send a pretty direct message. Skibidi Leon. Gasolinium. Antimattertopia. Yeah, I'm not feeling too inspired. Instead of Nord Stream. New Stream. I guess so. That is gas related. We call it like Nord Stream, but instead of new Nord Stream, like Nord Stream, and then add in something like Nord Stream Alpha. Something like that. Because that sounds kind of like a sci-fi name. But also, New Dutch Royal Shell. I'm going to go with Nord Stream Alpha. Let's go with that. Helios. Ah, yes, fuel production. It produces a measly 1 fuel by itself. But with this, with the power of this one item, it's going to be so much more. I don't think, yeah, it's still going to be a little short on crew. That is what it is. And while I wait for this the spaceport to finish, I can actually just go home because there's a gate here. Convenient. You're going to tease me with XP, but not give me enough to get a story point? Damn. It's funny that I went out of my way to go get, like, the wormhole anchors and all that. And then I just don't need them. I got the gate hauler. I got all this stuff. I just don't need it. We're good. We're doing fine. Don't need you. I already did that. Let's see. Where is the gate hauler? Because I'm pretty sure that... I don't think it's reached its destination yet. And even if it did, it should show up somewhere. Dark Deeds. Oh boy, a quest. Maybe I should follow up on that. Elysian Project. Oh boy. Don't know what those are all about. Yeah, there's the gate hauler. It's moving out over here. That's right, because it's close to the supergiant. Oakley dokley. Let's just drop off a few of you. Let's take more supplies. Probably sell these on the open market. Okay, there we go. Do I need to repair? A glitch sensor array is really not doing anything for you, so that's fine. Although, might be about time to restore this fella. I'm still over 1 million. Sleeper cells, huh? Sleeper cells, you say? Both of them got these sleeper cells. But why are they sleeping? It's daytime. You should be awake. Yeah, there's nothing else to add here. Oh, you know what? It is size 6 now. That is right. So I could... The organics are +1, so that's not a bad idea. It would ruin the Ludic majority. I guess I'll consider it. I mean, I'm not in any rush to make more money, and it's not like organic shortages are a big issue right now. Remnant raid. Successful. Hiver takeover. Yeah. If stability reaches 0, the elegant egg holder will permanently fall under Hiver control. The Ludic forces are actively hostile. Oh no. Is this... It says Ludic forces. Is this the Ludic event? But they've been taken over by the Hivers. The Hive owns the church. Of course. The church was a psyop. The bugs are trying to get us to disarm ourselves with inferior, low-grade technology. It was a psyop the whole time. I should have known. We have to burn it. They... What can I say? It's just a bug, guys. Put him... Hey, I'll be here all night. That's a good one. Yeah, the new head... the new pope. The old pope was removed after some troubling allegations, and have been replaced with a much more trustworthy individual named Schemin. Oh boy, 5 fleets. I think we can take on the Hivers, though. I think we'll be fine. Hello, BB. First time dropping by the stream. Well, hello, Juan. Good to see ya. We're going to start fuel production here. And get that hazard pay going in a hot second. Yeah, I think we'll be fine without a PD Invictus. We'll be good. Saturation bombardment. Man, the Hivers are getting aggressive. Uh, 3 days left. I'm just gonna hang out in orbit. Invasion of Syndria. Oh, you guys. Soon Syndria will be irrelevant. My fuel production will be much more important. What is that? Scavenger? Alright. Stay friendly now. You're only 1 star. Whoa. So now we're at war with the Persian League. Thanks, guys. Just what I needed. What's our hostilities right now? Tritakion and the Persian League. And the Church. Cool. That's very nice. Oh yeah, at least Diablo Avionics, who basically doesn't exist anymore. At least they're neutral. United Pomed, more like United Not Here, because I haven't seen them. Yeah, apparently I've decided to hold off on going to the Hive for so long that they've decided to come to me. Which is fair enough. What is the end goal of the stream series? Death of Bugkind? Yeah, more or less. You know, with some wacky shenanigans along the way. A little side questing here and there. I didn't do anything to piss off everyone. I'm a very likable person. All right, John Starsect, Chaticus Rex is a very, very agreeable, very easy to get along with. The problem here is I took an Iron Shell commission for the money. And I did get money, but now also they keep fighting people. Are Knights of Blood bosses included, or is that a side quest? I mean, it's more of a side quest for me, especially since this is an older patch, so a lot of the boss fights are going to be not quite representative of what the current version of the game, of the mod has to offer. But I'm still probably going to do them. Like, I'm not going to skip over those. I'm going to go back and I'm going to kill them. Because I can. And by God, if we can kill something, you know we gotta. That's just the human way. Yeah, it might be time to leave Iron Shell. Like, the money is pouring in even without the commission. So there's that. Among the fact, and on top of that, it's not like I need... Like, part of the reason was so that I could get these ships in the first place. Because I needed a commission and a high enough trust level to get to their military markets. But since I have them now, don't really need that. So it might be time to resign. And I know resigning remotely does hurt your relationship a little more, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal. Because we're already maxed out. So it's going to be like, oh no, you lose 10 instead of 5 reputation. Ouch. Where's commissions? You suffer a reputation penalty. It's 10, right? Unless one of the mods has really tuned up these numbers. Yeah, see, suddenly 23, 24, 26, 42, 3, 43, 14. Yeah. This is a big improvement to relationships. But, oh, it's 20. Okay, we lost 20 for doing it remotely. But we're still cooperative, so not really that big of a deal. We are totally fine here. Yeah, the ruins aren't enough for me to consider tech mining. And now that I've... Wait, I am looking at the wrong planet. This one, yes. I need to build stuff. I think first off, Megaport. And then... I don't really need the stability. Sign AI core. Let's throw in a gamma core so that we can meet demand. Nice. And yeah, as soon as I've got the money, I'm going to start building an orbital station. How do alliances work in Nexerlin? I'm not 100% sure. Factions sometimes just, like, due to the random relationship fluctuations, will decide to form an alliance. And then once you're in the alliance, like, each faction votes on whether or not the group should go to war. Or they should end the war. Other than that, I'm not sure it does a whole lot. Actually, now that I think about it, relinquishing now that I think about it, part of your accessibility is affected by your hostility with other factions, right? So giving up that commission probably improved that number, which would increase my profits, which helps compensate for the profits lost from giving up the commission. I mean, this commerce is doing a lot of work, even with only an alpha core. If I can get my hands on a deal maker, this thing will be making cash money. Oh, can you use the military markets of alliance members? That's pretty cool. And that makes a lot of sense. Okay. What have I got here? So yeah, I need to wait for 250... No, I don't need to wait at all. I can just do that now. Queue that up. Nice. Okay. Friendship is money. The most important thing in life is cash, my friend. Take it from me. I know all about it. They say that money can't buy happiness. But I would disagree. Get yourself some cash. Get yourself cash money. More money? They say more money, more problems. But I say more money, more solutions. I mean, how do you think I afford this fleet? By being poor? Of course not. Okay. Let's see. Well, I do have a few things. Wow, it's not. It didn't even show up. It is a bit annoying when, like, major events. You know, the hivers are coming. It's the literature crisis, but it's just like not. Where is it? I've got to look through. I've got to click. Like you would think it would show up in important by default, but no. That's a little odd. Now, let me check the bounty board. Nothing? Have I just done all the unique bounties? Huh. You really would think something like this would just show up, but it doesn't. That's crazy. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's way over there. That's right. It's very casually just kind of buried down there in the military section. It's kind of important. Yeah, it's still going to take a while. I guess I've got time to go do this, whatever this is. The station is located some distance away. I don't know what this is all about, but I'm going to go find out. I taught you streamed on Sundays? Yeah, normally. But today it's Star Sector Smonday instead of Star Sector Sunday. I say today, I mean this week. Suspicious research station. That doesn't look like a what? That's not a research station. That's a remnant nexus. And it just so happens to be right next to the research station. Let's see what we've got. Nothing too crazy. There's a couple of... As long as you split these up, you're not doing too bad. There's no terrain to hide in, sadly. Alright, I'm going to try and just dive past them. But I don't really want to get caught up in a bunch of battles right now. Yeah, okay, we're good. You guys are not very good at your job. For such a smart AI, your pathing is pretty basic. Oh boy. I sure do love unidentified vessel. What could possibly go wrong? Let's just throw everything at it. You know, I swear, this shows up in those boss fight fleets, doesn't it? Something like this ship. Either this ship exactly, or just similar designs, show up in those boss fight fleets. But here we're fighting it isolated and by itself. It's alone, and it's scared. Yes. Yes. That was pretty close. We almost got him. Oh, Harbingers. Ah, yes. I see. So this is using the same technology as the Hyperion that split into more Hyperions. Gotcha. Okay. Boom. And then ram it. Perfect. These little bastards. What mod is this boss from? I'm pretty sure it's Knights of the Light, because it's using the same... I didn't know this questline would lead to a boss fight, but it's using the same tricks as the Hyperion one. Where it starts with one ship, that then you kill it and it splits into more ships. And then you ask how? And it's like, well, technology, you know? It uses the forbidden arts. So this is the real Star Witch. Oh boy. I would love to catch up to this one, but it's even on high flux. I can't. See, this is one of the advantages of Rift Torpedoes being slow. Is it doesn't just like fly way too far past it. It actually has a... Really? You died? Alright. Cool. It doesn't fly like way past it. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, baby. I look like a pizza. It was nice to meet ya. A little more Omega, cool. Oh, well, okay. Seize the initiative and order an approach vector before the station's defenders have a chance to throw any more surprises your way. Your ramming ship just rammed and killed the Hyperion. Ah, that would be why. Can't believe Hyperion died. This is so sad. Oh my goodness, this is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. It's when you've closed half the distance to the station that your sensor officer yells out an alarm. A spike in subspace tearing through the display. Yes, subspace tearing. I think that's bad. A moment later, the station lights up on your monitor like the rings of Maxios. Oh, that's a... So you're giving a visual description based off of canonical places in the universe. That's a nice touch. As whatever technology that was cloaking its signal dispels from your feeds, your salvo crew chirps in excitement. Not only is the station clearly loaded with technology, it's all active. Your crew, chief, and science officer cry out in exultation of the record hall. Move in. I wonder how many Alexas you've triggered among your audience. That is a good question, and something that I have never thought about because I've never had one of those. To me, Alexa is not a real thing to me. It's like a concept. It's like a meme. So I forget that you can... I've seen... There's like... Isn't there like a stream where someone like used text-to-speech to ask like, Alexa, and then they asked like to give away the location. And it worked. I think I've seen a stream where that happened. Or at least a clip of a stream. You watch as the station glows and glitters before you, with untapped promise. And then one by one, each glowing node on the sensors disappears. Alarms appearing as energy surges flare throughout the station, culminating in a single massive eruption along the station's main axis that shadows it utterly. The officers mournfully gawk as their treasure vanishes like swarmers meandering into a flak field. Yes. The secrecy of whatever was being researched here was clearly worth the entire station's sacrifice, and an educated guess tells you the strange ship you fought had a lot to do with it. You restrain your salvers until you're sure your fleet has a clean approach path into the wreckage, then set to the furious recovery work. Get me a full report. Post-mortem reveals that the spike in subspace readings was due to a small phase shuttle leaping out of the system, and the drop in sensor cloaking was due to the internal systems surging and breaking. Frustratingly, the occupants were professional. Everything that might contain any information on them was wiped clean, from the lowest memory key to the vitally important Delta AI managing the station life support systems. However, what's clear is that this was a Tritachian operation, and Tritachian executives always have some dirt on the others, hiding them off the main systems and hidden away in shielded compartments. It doesn't take your crew long to locate a MagSafe box underneath the paneling in an engineering section, containing a memory key wrapped in organic-derived insulation. The cache is obstinately biolocked, and only select sections of the key can be scraped off. Apart from some scandalous corporate gossip and contextless financial records, you locate only a few intact records about one Project Dusk. And then we set a course away from this very wretched place. Oh boy. Dusk type. Now you might not be able to see that because I cannot see that. I have to like lean up to the screen to see that it says dusk. It is very dark. Burst PD laser. Design type prime divination, of course. Yes, this makes sense. Yeah, and I've already got those. So, I don't know. These dusk-type weapons might be really good. I don't know. Sniper. Anti-shield. Attrition. Yeah, we do get to double tap. There we go. Oh, and I can recover the prototype, too. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So I'm looking at 40 deployment points, phase cruiser with a quantum disruptor, and it looks like it's got a built-in weapon called Twilight's Ruin. Ah, pink resonator. Gotcha. And of course it's got these sort of fake motes. They're not quite the ziggurat motes, but they're something. Alright. Cool. We're gonna mothball that, and we're getting out of here. So you've heard of Doom. Now get ready for Doom 2. Oh boy. Is that a... Yup, that's a frame rate drop. What the... Yeah, we're at 17. Okay, something... Clear commands. C smart clear. Go. 22 fleets of void creatures. Okay, that did not do it. Yeah, the frame rate is still not good. Unfortunate. Invasion. Well, there... I love how that has a much more menacing sound effect than the first invasion. And it's automatically tagged as important, which feels appropriate. Okay, yeah, our frame rate is still kind of bad. So let's go back to this. Okay, so 64 days our capital would be targeted, and then another 2 months later the Thunderdome will be targeted. Was that not the station? Wait. Are you sure? Okay, so yeah, this just sticks around. It doesn't disappear after you complete it. Gotcha. Okay. So we got to go all the way over there for that. I don't need no stinking defense fleets. I can just kill them with my fleet. Speaking of, you could use a little touch-up, huh? Which I can't afford. See, what was our income? Yeah, 135. We'll afford it soon enough. It'll be a jump point, not attached to any system. Alright. Well, I do need to restart the game anyways. Or do I? How's it... Have you recovered? Are you going to behave? No, the frame rate's still stuttering. Okay. Yeah, this is one of those moments where Smart Clear didn't quite do what I was hoping for. It still got some kind of issue. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to call it here, because I need to restart the game anyways. The saving is going to be really slow, and I'm a little tired. Oh, well, it's actually saving surprisingly fast, considering the situation. Normally it's like very slow at that point. But yeah, I think it's a little short today. But I think I'm going to call it here. Yeah, maybe I'll make up for it next weekend by having a Star Sector Saturday on top of Star Sector Monday. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Alright, hell. Thank you everyone for showing up. Hope you had fun. Take your complimentary lobster on the way out. Hope you enjoyed your Star Sector Monday. I'll see you all next time.